I ended up with another car accidentally. You guys are going to love this car. It's a JDM sports car. Hi guys, and welcome back to another video back on the Driven 24/7 Automotive YouTube channel. Now this is actually a video I wasn't anticipating to make, but last weekend I accidentally bought another car. So this is totally my fiance Martin's fault. So the other weekend we had a long bank holiday weekend off together, and I think it was on a Friday. Martin was looking on Facebook Marketplace for cars, and I'm guilty of doing that too. Always looking for cars that you don't want, but you just look to see what was on the market. So this car popped up on Martin's phone, and Martin sent the link to me, and I had a look, and he said, look, we're off tomorrow, should we just go and have a little nosy at this car? Just why not, something to do and all that. So I thought, well, yeah, alright then. So the next day we thought, well, let's see if the woman's in and let's see if this car's still available, and let's just go and have a little nosy, because it was quite a cool car. It's a 90s car as well. We sent the woman a message, she lived about half an hour from us, a nice area as well. Off we went to look at this car for no reason really. So when we got to the address, we were greeted by a lovely older couple, and in the advert it said that this car had had one owner since new. Now sometimes people say that, but they're actually the second owner, so it hasn't really had one owner since new. But no, these people had bought it from the dealership, and 25 years later they still had that car in their possession. Now they were selling a car as they were moving, so the car had to go, and they weren't using it. The only time this car got used apparently was every year for its MOT, hence the low mileage on this car as well. So this car is a genuine one owner car, but now I am the second owner. No service history of this car unfortunately. However, there are a few main dealer stamps in the service book, but again, a bit like the Hyundai Pony there from years ago. This car does need some TLC. We bought the car for a good price, and these type of cars I believe are just going up in value slowly, so I haven't bought it for an investment, but I think it will sort of just be an investment accidentally. I think any money I will put into this car is only going to add to the value, but I don't want to sell it. The car even came with a name. The lady had named her car, so yeah, there's a lovely history behind buying this car. And this exact example that I have off camera here, which you guys can't see yet, is rare in its own right, because when they picked the car up from the dealership, the couple paid £1,000 for it to have a rare leather interior fitted to the car. So okay, this car you might see him around sometimes, but you probably won't see another one with this rare leather interior in. So what we thought was just going to be a little nosy look around the car, and yeah, thanks, see you later. Me and Martin both sort of fell in love with the car. We could see a lot of potential. The guy took us for a drive in the car, and it sounded good, and everything just felt right about the car. We made the couple an offer. We went away from the drink, and me and Martin decided, well, we're going to have to buy it, aren't we? So I ended up with another car accidentally, so yeah. So I bought another 90s car, which means it's time to wear another bucket hat, because we're going for the retro look again. I've had this car a week, and I've been so excited to finally get around to filming this reveal video. This car is way cooler than my BMW E36. The E36 is hopefully going nowhere. This car will just stay in my ownership. I'll have the two cars hopefully. You guys are going to love this car. It's a JDM sports car, so without further ado, let's show you the car. You're going to love it as I love it too, so let's show you the car. I've accidentally bought a 1997 Toyota Celica GT 2 litre. I love it. So here she is in all her original glory. Now just excuse the fact that this car is a little bit tatty on the surface, because she does need some work, she does need some TLC, but she's a low mileage original Celica in all her sort of glory, you could say. So let's just do a walk around. So the first thing you will notice is the wheels are absolutely shot. You know, just a stone chip or water getting in there. These Toyota wheels are just prone to just going like this, so I could get the original wheels refurbed. However, I don't really like this original alloy. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I'm sort of thinking maybe go for some OZ sort of aftermarket wheels, but nothing too obviously chavvy. Maybe go for a motorsport rally sort of look with this car. And the car also needs tyres all round, because obviously where it's been sat and not used a lot, they're a bit perished. So all 4 wheels are an absolute embarrassment on this car. But bodywork, so it's in silver, which is a good colour for hiding scratches and stone chips. So I'm not really a fan of silver cars, but you know, I'm not in a position where I can pick what colour Celica I want. Going on the back, we got a couple of little sort of dings and like dents in the sort of rear quarter here. This little patch here apparently was like a car park ding, the previous owner said. So obviously where it's not been touched, there's a little bit of rust forming there. Someone's gone over with a paintbrush or something here, I don't know what's gone on there. But the underneath of the car, I can't see any rust. Arches are all good, no rust. As we go onto the back, this is the best angle of this car, I believe. So I love these little rear lights. We've got the GT badge there. Nice little spoiler, and it's so cool when you're in this low sports car driving it, just to see the wing through the rear window. It's just so cool. I haven't had a car with a wing, a spoiler in a long time. Or actually, to be honest, I don't think I've ever actually owned a car like this. The only car I can compare this to is my Abarth 124 Spider, but this is like a proper JDM low sports car, so I haven't owned anything like this when I think about it. And even from, I guess this is all the original exhaust, it's just got quite a big exit and it sounds really nice. When you first turn the car on a cold start, obviously it's revving high just to get the engine up to a certain temperature, but yeah, when it's idling in the cold it sounds really quite loud, and this is all from standard. So we've got the GT badge there. I quite like this centre brake light as well, high level brake light, that's quite cool. The Toyota Celica badge there as well. I just love this angle right here, guys. And over on the passenger side, again, both the alloys are an embarrassment. This electric aerial does go up automatically, but it just needs a bit of a pushing down to go down. But the aerial does work, and so does the radio and everything. So again, we've got some shocking condition alloy wheels. This side is in much better condition than the driver's side. Obviously, I think the previous shape before this had like the pop-up headlights, but I do like the twin circle headlights at the front. We got like just things like this, these just need popping in there, or I think this whole light's actually a bit loose. It's even got headlight washers. Water squirts out of these, so how mad is that for this car to have headlight washers? I like all the lights though, so on each side we obviously got the 2 circle lights here. We got this indicator down here and a fog, so it's just a nice cluster of lights in one corner. So this looks really nice, well, obviously both corners. Even like here it's got like a little bonnet spoiler, which I think is quite cool, but this bonnet is quite scratched. You can see it if you look sort of hard enough. So again, the whole car just needs to... I haven't cleaned this car since I've had it. I've only had it a week. I've only just got around to filming this video. So this is basically the condition I picked up the car in. So this was a big selling point. So when this advert was posted on Facebook, they showed the interior in it, and obviously they made a point of saying we paid extra to have this car with this interior. It didn't come standard with this car. I think they're meant to be fabric seats, but nonetheless, even fabric seats would have been cool with this car. But no, the owners paid $1,000 to have this custom leather interior fitted to the car. So yeah, this is a big selling point to me. So let's show you the inside. So here we have it, guys. This car has got, I wouldn't say it's even cream, it's got white leather upholstery in it, and even the door cards have been done as well. Now, as you'll see, we've done a bit of a test patch because I wanted to see how good it can be and how it's not at the moment. So the leather really needs a good old clean. So we've done, as you can see, this bit's nice and white, this bit's not yet. I wanted to keep it dirty for the video, which has really annoyed Martin because he wanted to clean it with me. We've been eager to do things to this car, but I've been waiting to show you guys it first. That's dedication. So even we got, obviously this does the seat back and forward. You've got lumbar support here. I don't know if the passenger one has, but yeah, having the lumbar support on a car is pretty cool. The condition of the actual leather itself isn't too bad. Probably get some touch-up pens here, but all in all, it just needs a good cleaning for that white to shine through. Also got like some grey piping on the seats, but yeah, I mean, how mad is this? Even the little bucket rear seats, I sat in one on a test drive. Obviously, I am small, but surprisingly my head does hit the sloping roof. But I mean, these have probably never been sat in, really. Silly little things that do it for me, like each of the front doors, well, this does only have 2 doors, but each of the doors has like its red lights, so when you open it, it shines out, which is quite nice. And then getting into the car, we have like a nice little sort of sports steering wheel. And there we have it, guys. Only 66,000 miles on the clock of this Celica. All the dials and that all light up, all work, and they all light up green in the dark, which is pretty retro. I also like cars that have like a, where you can adjust the brightness on the clocks. Luckily my E36 and this car has that. This car was even fitted with air conditioning. That doesn't work, just needs regassing I think, but it's no big deal. But I just like how the centre console just sweeps around the driver. It's all very driver orientated, all driver focused and facing. It's a nice sort of standard, but it's a nice little short shifter I feel. It's really nice to change gears in this car, and it makes a nice sort of feel. It's a nice feel when you do change gears in this car. Something that I really like, which is mad. So this is a little armrest. Then you pull these out, and not only have you got one cup holder, but you got two, like, and obviously they sit in there. I mean, how cool is that? I just love that. We've got a little ashtray with some screws. I don't know where they're from. There's this random Toyota blanking plate. I don't quite know what that's all about. Let me show you the boot, 'cause it's quite surprisingly big for a sports car like this. So here is the boot, and it is actually huge, and it does this massive drop. So obviously we've got the number plate bit here. Obviously this doesn't open, that is in place, but it's just this massive whoop into the boot. But we've got a CD changer. I think that isn't the original radio we have in the car, but that's obviously original. And then we have a full spare wheel under here. Again, no rust under here, that is in place, so I'm not going to be able to lift that up. But yeah, the boot is just massive. There's a nice little light there as well. But yeah, this has got a big old deep boot in the Celica. Little engine bay shot for you. So we got, it says 2000 twin cam 16. Now, because this car was outside living under some trees, there are signs that a squirrel or some mammal has been living in here, because we have found some buried conkers and nuts or whatever. And a couple of the sort of rubber components have nibble marks in them, but if anything needs replacing or it's going to break, then I'll do that. So it's not the end of the world. There's also, worryingly, this hanging around the engine bay, an old belt, but I think it's from the alternator belt, which we're going to service this car hopefully tomorrow. So a video will be coming of us servicing it, because I don't know when the last time this car was serviced. So again, it's obviously something that needs doing pretty quickly as well by the looks of this belt. Even comes with like a factory strut brace as well, which is quite cool. We can touch this engine bay up and tidy it up. Like I said, it hasn't been cleaned yet at all. It's just a nice older original engine bay, really. So those famous lines that I end up saying time and time again is that I've gone and done it again by buying another low mileage, pretty rare 90s car. Surprisingly, although this is like a 90s Jap, you know, sports car, this is actually cheaper to insure than my E36, which is just nuts. And obviously both of my cars, the E36 and this, they're both 2 litres, but yet this is still much better on fuel than the E36, probably because the E36 is a big automatic cruiser with the straight 6 engine. So I see Clementine, a Celica, because that is the name that she had by her previous owner. I can see her as quite a long-term keeper car. She's got a lot of potential, a lot of cheap little fixes. I can just get some aftermarket wheels or some Facebook Marketplace wheels to stick on her. She's got MOT, hopefully she doesn't need any work to go through next year's MOT. It's a nice solid base, literally solid because there's no rust. Just a nice car to tinker with, and like I said before, these JDM cars are going up and up through the roof. All these Skylines, Supras, S14s, 15 Silvias, etc. I know this is none of those cars, but I think people are thinking, hang on a minute, these Celicas exist, and these might be worth something. Okay, this isn't the desirable Celica GT4 with the turbo engine, but this will do for me. This is amazing. And I'm partial to a bit of a Jap car, you know. My Honda Civic, low mileage Honda Civic, was obviously a bit of Japanese. And these Japanese cars, apart from the bodywork, their engines are pretty bomb-proof, as they say. And it's actually quite funny, because I do appreciate a Japanese sports car. And I said to Martin in conversation a couple of months back or so, I'd quite like to own one of these Japanese sports cars. You know, just to be sitting low, spoiler on the back. Yeah, it'd just be quite cool. And I accidentally, a couple of months later, end up buying one. So it was a local car, the price was right, it was meant to be. One owner since new. Yeah, I think this is such a cool car, and I hope you guys like it as well. So there we go, guys. I sort of wanted to own 2 cars at once, but I wasn't expecting it to quite be as quick as this. Obviously the BMW can go to BMW shows eventually. This can go to Japanese kind of shows. It's cool that I own 2 completely different cars. And although I basically bought the E36 and this car for the same price, well, I did, they're 2 completely different cars. So that's it. Like I said, I generally wasn't expecting to be owning 2 cars so quickly, but fate did its thing again, and another low mileage 90s car came up for sale at a good price on my doorstep. So when those sort of factors are taken on board, it's a no-brainer really for a petrol head like me. And thanks to my petrol head fiance Martin for telling me about this car, and you know, what turned out to be just something to do, we'd have a little look and that and go off about our day. We ended up go and have a coffee, phone the people back saying yeah we'll have it, taking the money out and driving the car home that day. So yeah, that was quite a good bank holiday weekend and wasn't expecting any of that to happen. Now I've filmed this video, we can finally start cleaning up the interior and clean up the car, making it feel a bit more homely, a bit more like mine. So lots of videos to come on a Celica, and obviously I still own the E36. We've got loads of videos to come on the channel now. Now I'm back to owning 2 cars again. Oops. Really intrigued to see and hear your comments on this car. Do you prefer this to the E36? I love this car. I totally prefer it to the E36. However, I like the E36 for the reasons I like that car, and I'm going to like this car for reasons that I like this car. Let me know if you see many of these on the roads where you live, because I haven't actually seen. I think I saw one the other day actually. Sounded quite nice. But yeah, there's loads of little original sort of mods we can do to this car. There's loads of ways we can improve this car without ruining it. I want to keep it pretty original, but like I say, some different wheels and maybe a different exhaust one day will be cool as well. So the next thing for us is we're going to clean up the interior, clean up the exterior of the car as well. She needs a service, and then I might do another video of first driving her with you guys on board, and another video of everything that's wrong with her. But I've pretty much covered everything I think in this video. It's just been a generic reveal video, what's good, what's bad about the car, but I might do an in-depth video on those good and bad bits as well. More videos to come on a Celica. So thanks for watching this one. Can't believe I can now say I own a Toyota Celica. That sentence and the name of the car, Toyota Celica, just sounds so cool. Actually, it's a Celica GT. So here I am, here is my new Toyota Celica GT. Hope you stick around for more videos to come on this car. I really like it, and I hope you do too. The tiny little few Toyota stamps. I've said the car. Is that I don't know what I'm trying to say.